Get the recording going. Hi guys. So Craig Blanchett here with the healthy crew here. It's super exciting for our Tuesday night health coach huddle. This is every Tuesday right now, 8 p.m. and it's a place where we stay connected to our community. We get lots of training from many places with Optavia, and this is where we can take that training and interact with one another as co-workers, really, as peers and co-workers. And so we have a lot of fun here. We do record this meeting, and it is posted on our Facebook group each week, and the link to the Vimeo, so you'll be able to watch it directly from Facebook or subscribe if you want to get the actual feed from Vimeo. One of the things that we want to make sure we do every week on this is you may not think about it, but we call this a health coach huddle, but every health coach is someone's client. Think about that. So this is just the professional client huddle, right? We all are working on our health and decided to not keep it to ourselves, right? So isn't that like what everybody that loves what they do does? And so if you think about it, we're just a bunch of clients here talking about how to help other people. And in the process, we get some help too. So I want you guys to think about the reality that you can invite, and why wouldn't you invite your clients to join us here? So we've got a bunch of things that are happening. I'm going to toss it over to Carrie to, is this going to be a good thing to do tonight, Carrie? Tossing it to you. You're prepared to catch it. Okay. Last week we had some life happening.
I don't have any kids in here with me right now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right. So over to you, Carrie. Thank you for giving us our action tip from last week and going through that review. So welcome, Carrie.
Thanks. Do you have that slide handy that we had talked about with the 10 action steps?
Yep.
If you are willing to pull that up, what we'd love to do is follow up with everyone and see, depending on your time and your excitement, how many of those you did and how it went, whether it is posting something live on Facebook or starting new conversations. Craig's going to pull up the list so we can see specifically. But while he's doing that, if any of you guys were intentional with that over the last week, can you share your experience and how that went?
Yep, here they come. I'm going to post them in the chat as well. Let's see here. Whoa, that wasn't it. Let's try to get all 10 of them. There they are. Lead with your health. Live your life out loud. Referrals. Ask for names from clients. Who do you know that wants to get healthy? Facebook. Change your profile picture. Client success stories. Facebook Lives. Start conversations. Incentives. Cash on account. Follow-ups. Your passion, your boldness, your energy will determine your outcome. Go to every party. Go early. Stay late. Be with people. Stay disciplined and don't act desperate. And when you sign up your next client, ask them who do they know that wants to join them. So those are your top 10.
Yeah, and I can share since everybody's keeping themselves muted. I had 3 things that I did intentionally. One was a Facebook Live. That kind of rocked my socks. I wasn't expecting the response that I got. But I just shared, and it didn't have anything to do with Optavia. But it did connect with a lot of people. And so it was fun to push myself, I think. And then the community that it built was fantastic. So I think that was a good move for me. And then I also said yes to 2 parties that I wouldn't have if it weren't for our conversation, just because I try to say no to as much as I can this time of year so I don't get overwhelmed. So that was a couple. And then I also posted a Facebook incentive, and I haven't had time to respond to everybody. So it's a good problem that needs a solution. But all 3 of those things were intentional this week they're extremely fruitful. for me. Anybody else?
Well, I decided to start interacting with people through Facebook more than text this week. So I do we call them sunshine meals. It's like a meal train for the new moms in our moms group. And I always remind people the day before, like, hey, you're signed up tomorrow. Can you contact the mom to make sure that, you know, she knows that you're getting a meal? And so I started doing that through Messenger instead of text, just to like connect me to the moms in the algorithm more. And then I did my first Facebook Live video ever today, which kind of scared me. And I don't know. I mean, people have commented. So far, nothing really specific has come from it, but I got out of my comfort zone and I did it. So I guess that was a good step.
Good job. One of the biggest things with just getting those Facebook Lives out there is it just, when someone likes it, oh, they just said, hey, essentially they're just going, hey, I like you. And you're like, well, hey, I like you too. What do you like about me? You know, it's just an opportunity to start a conversation by someone sort of waving at you. And so great job. Facebook Live is, my wife's like, can you keep your Facebook Lives a little slower or shorter? And she's like my worst critic, you know? And I'm like, I just suck at Facebook Lives, but I still do. She goes, if you just plan a little more, they're supposed to be live and sort of off the cuff. And she's like, I don't know. So I'm working on it, guys. I'm a work in progress.
Is there a way to track who views them?
If they like it or if they comment, yes. That's
Okay.
one of the things that you want to do. Hey, where are you from? Are you on the East Coast or what? If you can just get people to do something. Hey, everybody put a smiley face in there. So I know you were watching this, but if they don't post later, you can't tell.
Okay.
Yep. So I've
Anybody
had a
else?
couple. Who's that?
Nothing.
So,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that Terry Miller challenged me on something, and this is massive. I've always been a very community-based. When I'm trying to talk about coaching and stuff, I'm rarely direct. I'm very, hey, come and hang out, and just the excitement of what we're doing will just roll off on you, and you'll figure it all out and say you want to join me, right? I'm so no pressure, casual, right? And so I told Terry how I'm doing this spin class with a bunch of my old racing buddies to kind of build some community and talk to them about health and stuff. She goes, you might want to try a little more direct approach. And I said, what would that look like? And she says, what if you said, I am putting together, actually I said something earlier today and it was dynamite. So I want to read it exactly how I said it here. I said, here it is. It says, another program I'm working on is putting together a team of hand cyclists and equipping them as health coaches. I find that they have grit and determination, and it seems to be a really good fit. When can we connect and go over the idea? That was my thing. And it was, sure. Do you want me to call you? Those were the answers that I was getting from these people that are racers that I don't really know. I just am Facebook friends with them. And so it was very direct, saying, I think you're awesome and I'd like to build something with you. I want to check it out. So it's been blowing my mind, actually. If Terry Miller says it, try it out. Just try it. It's probably good. That's it for me. Oh, and then this morning, it says Juan, but her name is Adriana. She lives in Texas, and we did a healthy happy hour at her house, and I was here, of course, and we had a nice presentation. She got to share her story, and so that was another fun thing that happened this morning. So
Cool. Christina, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I'm now driving. So anyways, I was just going to say, I had mentioned it before we started, but I just wanted to say that I reached out and got out of my comfort zone as well and asked the people on my Facebook page if they would mind sharing my story. If I sent it to them, would they post it on their wall and tag me? And I couldn't believe the amount of responses that I got, and I have been working harder than I think I have all year in the last 2 days. But it's been so great, and I'm forming relationships and friendships, and people that I wouldn't normally talk to, I'm friend requesting and like, oh, I know you through these people. Let's get to know each other as each other, you know. And so it's just been really cool to step out of that. The people I've already been trying to talk to about this, people that don't even know me, are wanting to know things about me. So it's just been pretty cool.
It's awesome. So with that, Christina, did you just set up your before and after picture and then write down your story to send it to them?
I made my before and after picture from the way beginning of my journey to like 2 days ago, and I made a brand new one and wrote out this story, asked for feedback from a whole bunch of different people. Hey, could you read this and tell me what you think about it? And everybody said, oh, it's great. And I made sure it was cool with my coach, and he said it was great. And then I just started sending it to people, and they've been tagging me and posting, and all their friends are liking, and I'm going in and just friend requesting and answering questions like via Facebook Messenger, and like getting to know people and stepping out of that. Like, I'm going to a party, but I don't know anybody. So it's been pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But I did finally change my profile picture to my before and after, my new before and after, and people are just coming out of the cracks, and I'm like, where's all this coming from? But then again, you know, I don't know, it's just people hearing it for like the third or fourth time and just saying, light bulb, right? So
yeah,
being consistent and sticking to it.
So cool.
Hey, Carrie, I was going to say something about the Power Hour. Unless I didn't want to steal Craig's thunder. Craig, were you going to talk about the Power Hours before I get started?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, I won't say anything. I'll keep quiet then.
Well, you. By the way, Irv, you look fabulous. I mean, I didn't know your smile could get any better, but look at how healthy you look. Oh my goodness.
Fat burn's a good thing.
It's 2 months. What are you down, 30,
yeah.
30 pounds?
Almost 30 pounds. I'm at 205. I started at 230, and just trying to fight those last strongholds around my midsection. They're going to lose.
Lose. Good job, Irv.
Thanks.
Oh, great. Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to share if they do we've had a lot of amazing things that happen, and we have a great activity that will give you a little taste of what we're doing. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. So we've been revamping the Power Hour. We started Power Hour a year ago, and it was basically a 1 hour activity time where we can get together. It wasn't just our team. It was any coach in Optavia could join us. And so there's people that are still joining us. We simmered it down to twice a week. But now we're back up 7 days a week, and many days. Every day has 2 options, one at 8 in the morning and one at 6 p.m. Pacific. And basically it's 60 minutes where you get on. We have a setup, and we have a countdown timer, and then we have a break to recap what we did, and then we have another action session. So we actually get to work, and we make a bunch of connections. And there's a new format that we've developed that we started yesterday that's so powerful, so good. And so we're actually going to dive in to a Power Hour now. But Irv, why don't you talk just a little bit about some of because you're a reasonably new coach, and you're diving into these right now, and tell us what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, so I've been at pretty much all of them since they began, and they have been pretty invaluable. So I'm in my second month of coaching. So far this month, I've enrolled 6 people. I attribute a lot of that to the Power Hour because of the fact that it's causing some disciplines that I probably wouldn't have done before. And with the way that we're making those calls, it's been forcing me to do things that were and learn things that I normally wouldn't have done before. So for me, as a new coach, this has been invaluable. And they're disciplines that I'll be able to carry through January and February, for the rest of the time. Those are just disciplines to be able to build a strong foundation.
Mm-hmm. And so I just posted in the chat window the schedule. It's a public Google Calendar. If you click that link, it's going to bring up a calendar. In the bottom right corner, you can click and say, add to my calendar, and it'll add it to your Google Calendar. It's smart to then be able to see the 2 different colors and know when they're happening so you can join us. But essentially, what we're going to do is we have a timer. And I know Martin's been coming to these. A number of you guys have been coming to these. And you have 2 options to do it. But for those of you that maybe haven't come to the other Power Hours or are working during the day, or even working at 6, our meeting here is a little bit later in the day. So what we're going to do, a couple things just for some basics. If you guys will pull up your web browser, if you got a computer close by, you can do this on your phone as well. But if you're on Zoom, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. And then you go to messenger.com. And so I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit of what messenger.com looks like and why it's valuable to use. Instead of going to the full Facebook, you go to the full Facebook and it shows you a lot of different things. But if you go to messenger.com, it's just the messenger portion of Facebook. And then you can go up here in the top corner where this little sprocket is. And if you can click that, you can click on active contacts. So if this means there'll be a green dot next to the people that are online right now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool if you call somebody, they have their phone, they're ready to answer. These people are actually, well, these are just my friends. You may not see the same names, obviously, because these are my friends. And so what we're going to do is the Power Hour minimum is to have at least 10 connections, new connections. And here's a couple of caveats. You're going to look down through the list and you're going to see somebody, a name that you know, maybe you don't know. And one of them, I don't go just ding, 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 ding. I just kind of scroll through them and find one that I somehow have a connection to. And then I'll say something like, one of the standard phrases is, hey, Merry Christmas, or, how you doing this? Hope you're having a great holiday season so far. Do you have all your shopping done? Just a little something. Are you doing anything special for the holidays this year? Something just to open it up. And that's pretty innocuous. You can customize it, but just asking a question, hey, I saw you online. We haven't talked in forever, man. How's your mom, uncle, whatever it is, depends on how you know them. And so what we're going to do for the first, we're going to do a 10-minute little blitz. Actually, we'll do like a 7-minute blitz. And during this blitz, you're not replying. You're just starting, try to get 10 new messages out. Okay? Actually, we're going to try to do 10 in 5 minutes. And then we'll come back and we will discuss what we've done. And then we're going to spend 15 minutes replying to everybody that replied to us. Because it takes a whole lot more time to reply to somebody than it does to start a conversation. And so on the normal Power Hours, we do 10 or 15 minutes of starting, and then we'll do 30 minutes worth of replying. And it's a little bit unique, But the reality is that people are on Facebook right now relating. That's what you're going to do. You're just going to relate. Say, hey, how are you? I was thinking about you. Whatever reason you might want to just say hello to somebody. We're not trying to sell anything, because if you don't realize it, we don't have anything to sell. We are not salesmen. We're health coaches. So any questions? Messenger.com. And then the little sprocket at the top says active now. Anybody have any questions, or can you find it? You can get to it okay? And then you're just going to start a conversation with whatever you think is appropriate or comfortable. Okay? I'm going to share my screen, so it's got a 5-minute timer on it. And hopefully then you'll be able to see. If the screen's too big, just double click on it and it'll get smaller on Zoom. And we're going to see, try to get 10 of them out. Don't reply when they reply. You bounce the ball, and then we'll catch it and bounce it back here in a second. All right? Okay, go. All right, guys, count them up. So now just go back and look at how many you actually, 1, 2, Mary. Okay, I messaged Mary Greer. Yes, and she replied back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only got 8. Whew. That was only 5 minutes, though. Usually we have at least double or triple that. So, okay, got Cora nailing it. Good job, Cora. Irv, you slowing down? It's probably your third power hour today or something.
Yeah, it's been like I'm burning through everybody. They're tired of hearing from me.
Yeah. Carrie, Carrie, good job. Kelly and Don, great. Good job. You know, it doesn't really matter to think about it. The reality of you guys sending those out you've got a lot to offer. That simple text, and who knows what happens beyond that, could actually could make someone just smile that you thought of them. It could turn into a deeper conversation. Who knows where it would go? Maybe it's a connection. You get to sit down and have coffee with them. Who knows where it's going to go? So as you look back, you're getting some good responses. Anybody have one that hadn't done this before? Talk about that experience. Dawn, have you done this exercise kind of a thing before? Yeah, you have. Yep. How about you, Jim and Mary? How'd that go for you guys? I'll unmute you there. There you go.
Oh, you're the one who did it.
You've
I'm
done
having
it?
a bad night, so sorry.
You did what?
I'm having a bad night. I
Oh,
went to the
okay.
dentist today and I have a killer headache, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
we didn't participate.
Well, you sent one to me.
That's it.
Okay. Well, thanks.
You're trying.
Yeah. No problem. Thanks for showing up anyway. You can get kind of the feel for it, and glad you're here. Excellent. And Adriana, did you send out a couple?
Yes,
We can hear you. No? Yeah?
yes, I sent some.
Okay.
5.
Good. Excellent. Okay. All right. So now these are how these kinds of things start. If you want to have relationships with people, it's almost like you can't without talking to them. You have to start somewhere and just make some type of a connection. You'll get creative with different things. And so now we're going to go back and see who has answered your question and ask them what's going on and how's their job. Remember the family, occupation, recreation, the Ford. Well, now you can say, how's your family? Mm-hmm. Right? And then you can go to the next thing. You still working at such and such a place? How's your job going? You get time off? I mean, just actually start up a conversation and find out some interesting things about them. And they have to ask you about you. One of the things when people say, how are you doing this time of year? It's like, man, it's amazing. There's so many people that have connected with me and want to get healthy and don't want to wait till January. And it's a super exciting time of the year. I love how much of the holiday spirit affects us. And that's true, I could say, well, it's really great. It's really busy. That's probably not going to inspire anybody to do anything with their health or life. So, all right. So let's do a 10-minute.
Hey, Craig, you should unpack that a little bit more.
Okay.
When you just said that, it kind of sparked something in me because I know that's a fallback answer. I'm pretty busy. Oh, it sounds good. Mm-hmm. What do we ask people when they say, what would you like to change? Oh, I just want to have more energy.
Mm-hmm. I'm so busy. Energy or time.
I just want to have more energy and be able to do things. And
Mhm.
we ourselves, as coaches, we don't settle for that answer. We ask them to dig a little deeper.
Mhm.
So that was a good point. Why don't we do that on the other side when we're responding to people when they ask?
When they ask us.
Yeah.
I heard a coach say that. They said, when someone asks you how you're doing, well, I'm actually having a spectacular day. I just got off the phone with the client and they're down 30 pounds in 2 months. Okay, you just heard Irving say that. So it's true for all of you right now, right? He's got a smile that's gold. There you go. You can say that too about Irving. See, there it is. So, and then talk about what you love about helping people, partnering with people to do something. I don't know. Anyway, you can see where that goes. We'll spend 10 more minutes and just follow up with the people there. And if you didn't get too many responses, well, then find a few more people and just check in with them. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So things are still beeping. Ba-ding, ba-ding, ba-ding. It's like, wow, people are chatty at night. I'm never on Facebook at night. It's like, that's for work during the day. Anyway, Irv, how's it going for you? Making some good connections? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got it. Yeah, it's a slow night for me. I was able to communicate with 3 more people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, this is when Dan Valentine, a lot of the main coaches, this is the work that changes lives. It seems kind of boring and dull, and there's a lot of energy output, but this is how you get to know what's going on in people's lives. You catch up with old friends, you build relationships, all these things happen in this moment. And it's so amazing that Facebook is such an amazing relationship tool. And it's, if only 10% of the population was on there, it wouldn't work. Everybody has to be on there for it to work, and they are, and it does, and so we can take advantage of it. Anybody else have any comments about the experience of kind of just getting in, cranking it out?
Well, I just got a message from someone, not who I had messaged myself. I'm getting a lot of responses, which is fun. But I assume she watched my video because she just said, "Hey, Cora, tell me about your health coaching." And so my son is asleep and I'm like in the zone. So I'm hoping she just wants to hop on the phone now. So I was like, "Hey, I can talk now if you want." Cause like the baby's asleep if you want to take advantage of it. So that was exciting.
Perfect.
And it's someone like dear to my heart that I was like, oh my gosh, if I could help her get healthy, that would be amazing. Just from the helping standpoint, because someone that has meant a lot to our family for a long time.
I love that we can do those kinds of things, because health is really personal. Like when you're just feeling cruddy and you can not feel cruddy, like it's such a daily relevant thing. I love that. That's great, Cora. Awesome.
Well, I'll tell you, it's so over the last few days, I've been hitting up a lot of people, Craig. And today I went to one guy and I said, "Hey, dude, you ready to join my team?" He said, "Yeah." And it just like that, and so I would have never done this and I would have never had the responses that I did. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. I a comment that I had with a guy earlier today. I don't know the guy, and he's just a wheelchair racer guy. And I just said, well, a while ago, I said, "Do we actually know each other?" And he said, "No." And then I asked him a few more questions, and then it never really happened. Then I asked him, "Hey, I have a project I'm working on. I'd like to get your input on." And then we started this conversation. So we get on the phone, and I told the guy that I'm trying to build a team that's going to be able to actually help people. And he goes, "Well, how can I learn more about that?" I mean, it was just like this. He's an outdoorsman. He does lots of hand cycling. He organizes group rides. And I said, "What do you do for a living?" And he says, "Well, I mean, I live off a disability and I have a couple sponsors, but I'm just basically an athlete and I'm just trying to make ends meet." And I was like, man, what would $1,000 a month do for your life? And he goes, it would change it radically. I mean, that's like 10, 12 clients. And he goes, I love getting people together, and I love doing things that better people's lives. And I'm thinking, who put you up to this? Like, and it was just because of the boldness of saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking for people to check it out and possibly do it with me. And I believe that there are a lot of people out there, when you find the vocabulary to express what we really do confidently, I think people are going to be like, yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to figure that out. So, all right, guys. So I hope this little exercise here's one last thing that happened today. There's a wheelchair racing coach. His name's Peter Erickson, and he's like the most prolific Paralympic coach in history. And he's from Canada. He's in the United States and Canada at different times. And I talked to him about 3 years ago. We went to a track meet in Portland, and he was working some program, and it's been 2 years now. And I just connected him. I said, how's that program going? And he goes, he tells me, what'd he say? I said, I'd like to revisit the idea of you working with me. And something about, I said, how is the health program progressing? Are you making progress from the last time we connected? And he goes, not really. I had a knee replacement and both hips replaced, and I'm not doing anything but rehab. And I said, well, would you like to revisit the idea? You don't need knees to work with my program. And And he goes, absolutely. It was just like, and now he gave me his credit card this afternoon. So I don't know. It's some of the stuff I just go, get out of your own way. You hear people say you got to get out of your own way. And I'm sort of getting a little taste of that right now. Just get out of my way and just talk to people. Just be really frank. So anyway, I hope this kind of inspires you. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. is a power hour. It'll be similar to this. There'll be different faces on here. And then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. is another one. Miriam usually somebody hosts the evening one, and I host the morning ones. But twice a day you can pop on. We're just doing this through the end of December, really focusing on the December Dash incentive to everybody. Try to build 5 clients before the end of the year, and all the benefits that brings us. So, all right, guys, any closing comments? Carrie, you got anything to add? Nothing? Wow.
I was going to say earlier that one conversation starter that's really worked for me is to say, hey, I'm doing a poll. How do you feel about New Year's resolutions? And then that just opens the door wide open for people to talk about their health and themselves and the goals that they have in life. So,
yep. Now's the number one time where if you ask people a question about health, it's expected. Everybody's talking about health or whatever. I just texted the guy here and I said, he goes, I have about 20 pounds to lose. He goes, I've been eating too good or too bad or something like that. And I said, well, there's a saying that says, we hate getting healthy, but we love being healthy. We love getting fat, but we hate being fat. Who's like, that's so true. So anyway, I hope this blessed you guys in the reality that when you take action and you build relationships with people, many of them want help that you can help them with. They just don't know you can. And so they end up coming into our community, and then we're all stronger and we're all healthier because of it. So thanks for your time tonight, and we will see you again next week. Take care, everybody.